Lock it in, lock it in, yeah. It's the Joe Lockett Show. Lock it in, yeah. It's the Joe Lockett Show. Lock it in. Are you ready to be entertained, educated? A little stimulation for your brain. Lock it in. Are you ready to learn? Are you ready to laugh? Are you ready to love? Then lock it in, yeah. It's the Joe Lockett Show. Lock it in, yeah. It's the Joe Lockett Show. Lock it in, lock it in. It's the Joe Lockett Show.
Hey, everybody. It is Thursday, baby. And guess what? You know what that means. It's the Thursday Mix. And I'm your girl, Mojo, complimentary of ClassyCocktails205.org. Get out there and check me out. See what my brand has to offer. And if it's something that you can capitalize on, because we are all about the corporate styles and different events, holidays, etc. So, all right. So, hey, guys. Glad y'all can join us today. It's Thursday, baby. I'm so excited. You guys may have noticed last week we had to do a rerun because we were busy, but this week we are back in effect. Unfortunately, I do not have my co-host in the building. Y'all know her as Big Reese, aka Sheep Black Designs, but she'll be back with me very shortly. I am popping in because I got to give you guys some info. First of all, I have a really juicy topic to talk about today. And I know that, time is a little bit behind. In case you guys don't know, we were experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties. So it kind of delayed our getting in time, but that's okay. We're going to jam it all in the time we have. Okay. So don't be afraid to still talk, mess my comments, get in on the LIM network. Joe Lockett Show. You got Cliffside C in the building. You can always get in under any of those platforms and, speak a little bit to me while we're here. Joe, you in the building with me?
What's up, baby? How you doing? I am on the Thursday Mix up in here. If y'all don't understand, the Thursday Mix is him. Monique is in the building. And the drinks or the libations are floating.
Yes.
Thank you for having. Hey, Reese, I'm the host today. I'm the co-host.
He's my co-host today.
And she told me to put on a red shirt. She tried to get me to put on some fucking lipstick, and I was like, no.
I would never, guys.
Hey, no. She said, I'm a transform you. I was like, no, the hell you ain't. HR baby Dallas in the house. What's up, baby? I saw your text message. I'm gonna get to you after the show. My cousin, what's up, baby? You good? Hey, my little nephew, my cousin, he graduated. He graduated.
Aww. Congratulations.
And my cousin, the solutions in this bitch. Let me tell y'all, 1 year anniversary. She killing it out there.
Congratulations to that.
Cousin? Can I get some goddamn air horns for nephew?
You can hold on. God no. I gotta turn you down.
Huh?
I gotta turn you down.
Wah. That's my verbal air horn.
Wah in the house. What's up, Jerry?
Congratulations.
My husband out there, man, they doing big things. She just had a 1 year anniversary, and she had people flying in from different parts of the state, from Birmingham and other places that know her, just to celebrate with her husband, and her son. So congratulations to Pinnacle Solutions, which actually is a sponsor of the show. If y'all need any HR needs, make sure you go there and check out
HR Babe.
HR Babe is in
Shout out to you.
Yes. And she would love to come on your show sometime.
That would be great. Yeah. I would love that because I am also an HR bae. I've actually spent plenty of years doing HR for a company previous to this. And I have a degree there too. So I would love to chat with you and also just, talk a little jargon. So love that. Love that.
All right. So she said thank you. And that's so cool.
Yes. So today, guys, we have some split news going on, right?
Okay.
So we have a little bit of bitter news. And so this is where the drink of the day comes in. So some of you guys can't see the drink that we're drinking today is a blue hue. It has a little bit of blue to it. Yeah. Now, the name of the drink is inspired by my wardrobe choice of the last few weeks. It's called Sundress Season.
Okay.
Because if you know, it's sundress season here in the South.
And you look so good in sundress.
Thank you. Sundresses is definitely a go-to for ladies like me because we like something we could just throw on and keep it pushing, right? Now, what you do with your sundress how you rock that thing, whether you do accessories and make it really fancy, whether you put on nice heels with it, or whether you just throw on some slides and you slide on out the door. We love sundress season in the South.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say this, nephew. Can I say this? Can I just jump in real quick?
What?
Depends.
What you gonna say?
Everybody can't wear. Everybody can't wear.
Everybody can't wear. I beg to differ. They can wear them. Now, how they look in them is different.
Then they shouldn't wear them.
Everybody shouldn't wear.
First of all,
Then they shouldn't wear them. Like, you trying to be nice.
I'm saying people, what you see is beautiful is not what everybody else sees. So the beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Oh,
so with that being the case,
everybody should wear some.
If you are wearing a sundress, ladies,
every man should walk around with his shirt open.
Let's talk about some do's and don'ts. First of all, we can come back to the men, but let's talk about some do's and don'ts of the sundress. Okay. First of all, you cannot. Now, this is what you can't do. You cannot wear sundresses from yesteryear that you've been frying chicken in all winter. That's what you cannot do. So if your sundress is from yesteryear and you've ever stood up in that kitchen and fried some chicken during the wintertime months, that's a no-go for this season. That dress is null and void. You can't do it no more. Okay. What you also cannot do is wear the very inexpensive kind that are see-through. That's also a no-go, ladies. We are too grown for that. To be out and about.
I think somebody going.
Yeah. I need you to wear that dress and walk to the door.
Ladies.
It's a real going extra viral off of the girl in the white dress, in the white sundress, and with nothing on under it.
Oh my God!
You seen it?
Thank God. Now she's gonna go real viral because everybody's gonna go look for it.
Because I'm just saying, I need y'all to wear that dress and go.
Don't do it, ladies.
And walk through the door when it's sunny outside.
Oh my God, ladies! You see the men are they're over here telling us.
Let me go to my saves. I got you. I'll send it to you.
Ladies, do not wear that dress that is from Shein, Fashion Nova, Rainbow, and now it is see-through, transparent. Don't do it.
Vanilla. Girl, you know it's true. I think it's Shein, Rainbow.
It's Shein, all right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, what dress? Hey, listen, I'll buy any woman that wants a sundress from Shein or Rainbow.
From Shein.
I'll let your boy.
No dissing Shein, because hey, if they want to give me a sponsorship, your girl will be up here. But don't no diss to Shein. I'm just simply saying,
where you get a sundress from then?
Because there's sundresses everywhere, and sometimes Shein has some good ones. Sometimes they have some bad ones. It's all a part of who their distributor is. That's neither here nor there. It's not about the brand of the store. It's about the quality of the material. Mm-hmm. So if you had to go to Rainbow and you found a dress that was good and thick and it had quality, cool, wear that. My point is about the see-throughness. Because some of us are real moms out here. Some of us are real ladies. We are real prominent members of society. And we cannot be out here seen with your undies showing.
Let me tell y'all why.
Sorry, you don't want to hear, but it's the truth.
But there's some women out there that are very prominent. Okay?
And they be walking around here with
they
don't.
The goods.
What?
Say their name.
Please don't. Rihanna.
Not them. We're not talking about them. We're talking about regular women who have to go to church and they have to go to work and then they have to go to
all y'all ain't going to church. Stop it. y'all ain't been most saw Jesus, knew Jesus,
church
and seen he was there.
Whatever it is, you got to go to, okay? Because I do go to church.
Well,
I can't speak for the ones who don't.
Yeah, you're not women's. You're not women's mode.
That ain't the point. The point is, don't be out here with see-through. Right. Protect your brand. Your stuff is your brand. Out here with see-through clothes on. Okay. So we talked about the see-through clothes. We talked about those dresses that they've been frying chicken in that's faded. We need to also talk about the shoes. Ladies, come here. Come to the front of the line. Because I have to tell you that men be looking at our feet. They be looking, and I don't care if that dress is long and is dragging the ground, they are still looking. So, two things. Have your feet at least oiled up. Like, even if your toes aren't manicured, please make sure they're not dusty and your heels ain't crusty.
I'm gonna be honest with you. We already had this conversation, but as long as they ain't throwing up gang signs, I'm cool.
I know.
I am
This is
fooling
not
it.
just for the men. This is for self-esteem, and this is for
Oh,
other women
okay.
too.
No, I'm not.
Nah, Joe is big on that.
Right.
I'm not.
I don't care.
Have them oiled up. Have them at least to the best of your ability, some type of manicured.
Look,
Like just like you said, the nails can't be rigid, can't be all discolored. Even if you have to paint your own toenails, paint them something to keep that from looking a mess.
Your pinky toe don't need to be kissing on your big toe.
Those are the things you can't control.
Don't be stabbing me.
Now
That's
that
all.
they can control. You can control the stab, but not the gang sign.
I will say this to women. Have you never seen men with dirty penis,
Right. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so for me,
Mm-hmm.
if your nail polish is jacked up, use the Nair, I think what it is, whatever nail polish remover. Take it on off before you go outside.
Just take it off.
Because I just think, sometimes when women see us out, we just got our work and we have some stuff on our nails. And a woman will say, "Why are you out like that?" Right? That's a huge thing.
Word.
No, seriously. As I've heard women say, when a man, because wherever I am, you know me, right? I always make sure that I'm manicured to a point before I step out of the house. Before I come home. I go in the mirror, look at myself, right? Make sure I ain't got no snot and boogers in my nose. It say to come out in your eyes. But I think women, man, it's simple for them because they ain't got to do nothing where they can put on a baseball cap, a plaid blue jeans, and a t-shirt and look beautiful as hell. But if I look at your fingernails and you ain't and your fingernail polish is all jacked the fuck up, and your feet is all jacked, but you got them hanging out. To me, that's what you want me to see.
Then now you said something because you put that on display. You right.
Yeah,
you could have worn some gym shoes.
Woman, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
Right? So when I look you up and down, you may look good all the way you get down to your feet. But if I see that your feet is really like you ain't did nothing to your feet for a minute, or that this crackle and body.
Oh my God.
And
even as a woman, I'd be like, what the hell is going on?
And when they say, well, fuck you, I was like,
no.
But I'm just saying that's cool, but I'm just saying you can miss a lot of opportunities.
Yeah. Everybody. Exactly.
For a man, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
For
a woman too.
You know what I'm saying?
Because like you just said, opportunity. I look at women too, and I'm not looking at them for sexual preferences, but over, you look at a person on how they why you turn your head like that when you look at a person for how they choose to present themselves. So for those who did not see, nephew gave me a look when I said I'm not looking at him for sexual preferences. He turned his head like,
No, I mean,
anyway,
I'm letting you cook. Look,
yeah, I'm not done.
I know I don't
go.
Look, I ain't got no nails at all.
Everybody has something that you can
I got nails where it ain't the meat of my fingers, but yeah, I ain't got no nails, and I haven't been to no what's the name before.
Oh, good. At least you okay. Points. I'll make it, ladies. The men are telling us to our face that they see it. So don't be out here with crusty feet. If you don't have to do nothing else, spray that thing with some oil sheen, spray it with some Crisco, put some Vaseline on in the shower, which is my thing. I prefer to do that because it's just easier either way.
Vaseline your feet?
Yes. And it can stay, it keeps shine and moisture all day. Okay. Vaseline can pay me. But that's a big thing. And when it comes to the shoes, if you're gonna wear slides, cool, just make sure that they're a decent slide. If it's a busted, dusted slide that is ran into the ground, leaning over, dirty for any reason, like I know at one point people were wearing flip-flops, and we had a color for every outfit. Those are not
Crocs and Yeezys.
Yeah. I would not for women in sundresses. So I wouldn't say wasn't no Crocs, wasn't no Yeezys. I'm gonna say, ladies, get you a pair of decent slides if you want to wear flat
Yeezy Crocs things with the holes in them and stuff.
That would attract
not
him.
with those dang on sundress.
But see, that would attract him.
Not at a.
That would attract him.
Why? How you just gonna speak for me?
Right.
that would attract you.
Because it will.
No, I'm just saying what I've seen from the girls.
If a girl had them Crocs on with the little thing,
I don't care.
There you go.
I didn't look at the shoes and be like,
matters.
oh yeah.
It matters.
So you got on sundress and I see your platform, color coordinated, and it works. So again,
first I'm looking at it's no.
You're not.
I know.
But
when you get to that, because you're gonna look at the whole package, and when you get to that, you're gonna be like, man, she cute, but her feet crusty.
I'm still degenerate to a point because I'm gonna look at it and be like, okay, and I'm gonna just not look at it no more. I'm be like, God, dog.
But he already told you he has no intentions
at all.
Did a few things. So at the end of the day, ladies, let's not do that.
Make sure your package straight. That's all I gotta say. I can.
Well, I would hope that too. Yeah. That brings me to my last point because that wasn't even one of my points, but I'm glad you said that, nephew. Because guess what, ladies? When we are in our sundresses, and whether you are going commando or not, one thing's for sure is that them legs are touching, them thighs are moving, and the sweat is building. So if you're going to be, thick thighs, saving lives out here, the one thing you cannot do is be killing them with funk. So we got to get that together.
I'm with you.
You gotta get that together. So under whatever circumstances you got going on, just make sure that it's right, because that's the ladylike.
Hey, if you got circumstances, don't wear that shit.
Thank you.
If you got circumstances, this is not the day to be in shit. You better moon dress it. You better hell no.
You're right. No. If it's like the friend time of the month, then you probably don't need to be in a sundress. Like, just real talk. But I'm not nobody's parent to tell them that. I will tell my daughter that though. Don't be in a sundress during that time. I want to wear some shorts.
I tell you and your mama. You can chill out.
But if it's not that time of the month and you happen to want to wear a sundress, then here are some additional tips for you.
Okay.
Bearing is caring. So going bare shows that you care about yourself, your body, your sweat, and any type of pheromones that might want to be lingering. So that would definitely recommend being bare one way or another. Everything ain't for everybody. Everything ain't for everybody. So how you get bare is up to you. But I definitely recommend that. So I'll just leave it at that. That's my lady tips of the day. I really wasn't planning to give none, but you're welcome.
No, it's gonna be something soon.
I mean, it's sundress season, and I am a person who wears sundresses a lot. So those are the things that I know ladies need to understand and abide by. So shout out to you. Okay, sure.
So
from the man who doesn't wear sundresses, he just looks like that.
No, I can't teach. That's just preference of Joe. Okay, so for me, I love sundress season. Yes. I say sundress ain't for everybody, but I think there's a sundress for everyone.
Okay. Come on here. Okay.
No, just talk, man. Golly, I'm listening.
Because the way sundresses are made, there is a sundress for everybody. Everybody can't wear the same sundress. Some women, in my humble opinion, should wear free-flowing sundresses.
Absolutely.
They would accentuate their body, their looks, and still look beautiful.
Absolutely.
Right. And then there are certain women that can wear the skin tight.
The bodycon.
Okay, that's what it's called. The bodycon sundress. And it works for them.
Absolutely.
Right? Visually, self-confidence, and everything.
To all of us.
When the man is looking at you, right, in a sundress, we want to see a woman that's walking in a sundress that has confidence.
Absolutely.
Right? Not just trying to get attention. You know what I mean? And this is what I see. Like, I see some women who want to wear the bodycon sundress, and they got the Spanx on, and we see you got the Spanx on. Right? And it's because you
see the imprint.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a bodycon. Like, you might not. You
so it's like, you should have worn the free-flowing, right, with the bodycon. And I don't know what the dress code is for women on that, but you don't want to see my tighty whitey print, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it should be boxing. Maybe I should have worn some free-flowing jeans. You know what I mean?
Oh, Joe. No, but I agree. I get what you're saying 100%.
Yeah, I may not be saying it the right way.
Right.
Understand it,
for women in the lingo, ladies. But ladies, we understand, and he's right. When we're wearing bodycon sundresses and it's super tight, you don't want to have that big old rib bone down the middle. You don't want to be showing the little lace on your leg and having to pull it down. So it's the free flowing. Because otherwise you could have just not wore the dress at all, because they still see all the secrets.
And if you're if you're walking, when you see a woman walking, she needs to be able to walk with the elegance that she has,
the flow,
right?
absolutely,
whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're too contoured, with something you got on,
yeah,
you're all off balance.
You looking like you're holding your breath.
Yeah, and it's
don't do it, ladies.
And for me as a man, if I see you in a sundress and I see you got on this bodysuit and you already look a little thick already, I ain't finna holler.
You ain't finna get no holler. You ain't finna get no hug.
I know once you pull that thing off, shit fall everywhere.
You ain't finna get no. You ain't finna get no elbow bump.
You ain't gonna get a second look. You ain't gonna get a cute smile. And that's, like I said, that's just shallow Joe Lockett. And people say I can do what I want.
Shallow Joe.
But again, I'm just saying, when I look at it, you want something. When I go out and I open up my shirt, I try to make sure, or I'm wearing a tight shirt or jeans or whatever I'm wearing. Right? I want the woman, when she look at me from a peripheral, straight on, or just kind of turn her head and look at me, in my head, I want her to get the best view at all angles.
Right.
Okay? And in my head, it's like, if we were to get together, that view that she had when I take my clothes off, it's gonna be the same goddamn thing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's very disappointing, ladies, as a man, when you think you got one thing.
Very disappointing.
And it ain't that. I'm okay with the lashes. I've even gotten okay with
the wig coming off.
But goddamn it, Monique, on a Thursday mix. I ain't
you getting there and take out that.
I ain't gonna lie. If she take like
I ain't wish it fall there, bro.
When she take the wig off, I that's a turn on.
She definitely look different without
that wig come off. I'll be like, all right, she trying to get down to business.
It's like putting her hair in a ponytail.
She done playing.
She basically put it in the ponytail on the.
I'm okay because I got a black mama, so I know her. Right?
Okay.
So growing up,
you've seen wigs.
You've seen wigs. You've seen everything. So we already in my mind. I got the worst case scenario. I have to put every black woman ball. You know what I'm saying? She ain't got no.
Women.
Is she gonna be cute without? You know what I'm saying? The hair.
Right. That's good.
You gonna get. You may get. She got thick hairs all over her head, or she may have spots that because she didn't.
She could get some alopecia. She could get something, or she just might wake up. Them perms, them braids. Or she just wake up and say, you know what? I'm going through something today because it happens. So you're right. I like that.
So again, having a black mama, I get it. I can go with a beautiful woman with hair all over here.
Shoot, I almost prefer the short hair at this point.
And I'm cool. I'm cool with the woman with the hair.
You ain't gotta pay for it, and I ain't gotta get cut. None of that.
But I dated a woman years ago, right? And I never thought about it at the time because it wasn't on my radar. But how much of makeup a woman wears is very important.
Yeah.
Very important. She was beautiful. Monique, she was beautiful.
I
know.
She was beautiful.
She is beautiful? Because she's still
he said it twice.
She's still around.
She was beautiful.
She has not left us and gone to the upper room, has she?
She was.
Until come on with the
Hold on. I got you. I never understood why every time I came around, she always had her makeup on. Right? In my egotistical mind, I was like,
she wouldn't look good for me.
That shit.
I'm
Joe Lockett.
I'm Joe Lockett.
So,
and that was all true.
Yeah, that wasn't.
She wants to look good for you, so she always put that makeup on.
You should have kept it.
So you telling me you woke up one morning scared? Hey, were you scared? Were you devastated? Were you confused? Did you run? What happened?
I'm just gonna say it was we woke up. I spent the night for the first time at a house. My house. No, I ain't have a house. It was her house. And she fell asleep in the makeup. You know women do. They think nothing. All right, babe. We go supposed to be getting ready to go out to go get something to eat later on the morning. In the morning we woke up. Our intention was for me not to spend the night. But it was good that night. You know what I'm saying? Got tired. He said, "You can spend the night." You know what I'm saying? Lay your head on my pillow. Hey. We woke up the next morning. You know, she said, "We're gonna take a shower." All right, babe, no problem. I'm still laying in the bed, like, yeah, she want me to spend the night. Everything good, right? She goes in to the shower, doing her thing. I'm sitting there smiling and shit. About 15, 20 minutes later, she comes back. Who the fuck is that?
I've seen it.
No. Where is such and such?
Right. And she's like, what's wrong?
I'm sitting there.
What the problem is?
There like, you know, I'm the man, and I feel like when
what the problem is. So similar story, and you know, obviously mine isn't sexual, but I knew someone. I worked with them for a very long time. I'm talking about countless days, seeing them all the time, right? So I happened to roll up on them at the mall one day. Not rolled up on them. I seen them, like, you know, and just passing, and I was like, oh, so and so. And then when they turned around, because I knew them from who, you know people. And when she turned around, I jumped so hard. I was like, ooh. It made her jump. She was like, what the hell? And we both were scared. I was like, and I could not say it because I knew immediately after I jumped, like, damn, girl, you look a mess without your damn makeup. What the fuck? I'm sorry. I was like, what? And she jumped because she did not expect me, obviously, to have that reaction. But
that's another element.
So I have a.
She looked into your eyes, saw that reflection real.
Like, what, girl?
As I get to know you, right? I don't come out and be blunt like I usually am. I've gotten better at this. But I tell you, I want you to relax today. Don't put no makeup.
Don't put no makeup on.
I want to see it.
So you trying to ease your way into it, so you don't have those frightening moments. You ain't slick, Joe. You ain't slick.
Because I'm gonna be honest.
You ain't slick, nigga. You ain't slick.
As my boy would say, I'd rather know my goddamn arm off than wake your ass up. Wake up in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
That's Coyote Ugly. That's Coyote Ugly.
He said she was so goddamn ugly. He said, I thought about knowing my goddamn the arm off before waking her ass up. Because she was laying on his arm sleeping.
Hey, I'm going to wiggle out and hope that you still go right back to sleep.
Man, that boy died left with it. Yeah, so, I've learned my lesson over the years. You know, I do have a preference. I do have a type. I am who I am. And just like when women look at me, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And I'm cool with that.
Gotta be okay with that.
But I always tell women, y'all ain't always a man's cup of tea. Some of these things that y'all be doing that men want, you know, think a little bit more about it. Because people like, I'm not into this whole thing. Accept me for accept me for who I am, but you're not being who you are.
Oh, I was gonna say, now you gotta accept people for who they are.
No, but
I see what you're saying. If you're not representing authentically in the present, technically you can't say that.
Who you are is when you look at yourself when you get out that shower, right? That's who you are. No makeup, no eyelashes, no nothing. That's who the fuck you are. Other than that, once you put on anything else, you're now changing what God has given you. You're now adding, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing wrong with it, but I'm just saying, if I can't look at a woman in her natural state and be turned on and love you, I can't be with you. It's not gonna work.
Okay.
I'm visual.
All right. Well, don't get mad because some women may also say the same thing. However, our I guess visual attraction come from ability. Like, in other words, we say the same for a man with money. You know, if he's got money, he doesn't look the best, but he is attractive financially, she probably can make that work. I think it's the same for women.
I can't.
I think it's the same for women.
It's
I can't be with a woman because she have to be. You know what I'm saying? I can't be the one because she has something and be happy.
Well, we know that men and women have needs that are different. Now, this topic today is not about men and women, so we're not going to get too far away. But we will say this. we know that men love visual and they love support. Women love security more than they love visual. So at the end of the day, they say the same thing. Like if a man's like, I gotta have somebody I'm attracted to, even if her character or even if her personality ain't all that. Women like, shoot, I gotta have somebody that's gonna be able to secure me, even if his attraction and even if his character ain't all that.
I have one question to ask you that I want to move on to your topic. So everybody, you said women are different than men. Men from Mars and women from Venus. Mm-hmm. So you said the woman thing is what for men?
Security. That's our number one thing we need.
Okay, so can I ask you this question? I'm just being honest. You said men things are visual. Right? Yes. So
and they like respect and support.
So a man would cheat with a woman who's going to do that.
Right.
Right.
She ain't got to be cute at all.
Right. But he's going to stick to his morals. Right. You said a woman wants security.
Yeah.
But that woman would cheat with a ninja. Then ain't got that one piece of security.
That's true.
Better than her man.
That's true. So
but can you explain that to me?
I think that sexual attraction is always going to be physical, no matter what. Sexual attraction is physical. Now, for a woman, she's able to still have sex with you, even if she's not attracted to you for other reasons. So for her to have a man who is financially stable, right? She's still like, okay, cool. You know, I'll think about Morris Chestnut to get the thing right so that we can do what we got to do.
She ain't giving it to you like she gave to that dude that ain't got nothing. That ain't secure.
It's not about what he has. It's about what he has. Unfortunate.
So I guess because I've always been
unfortunate, and I don't condone it.
I think a woman, I think women is a difference because a man would cheat with the same damn thing and probably cheat down.
He'll cheat down.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's about what she has, not about what she has, but about what she has.
But the same thing. His wife was because of that too. At some point, 9 times out of 10.
He probably got with his wife for other reasons, just like women get with their husbands for a lot of reasons. When people decide that they're going to marry, a lot of times they decided before they met their partner. I want to be married. I want a partner that's going to help me X, Y, and Z, build a life, start a family, balance. Men do marry for balance.
First thing men gonna say is she fine or not.
Yeah, he may want those things, but if he sees that he's not getting those options, he's gonna do the same thing that a woman would do, which is settle. He's gonna find somebody. Yes,
and dudes that do that.
Yeah, he's gonna find somebody who fits the mold.
I think you
and he'll take it.
What a dude initially sees for what he actually chooses.
Right.
Because
absolutely,
I'm a pick something that look good. I'm not gonna choose something that just look good.
Got you.
But if you don't have no choices of what looks good, you're gonna pick according to the choices you have. You're gonna look around,
and if you have something that already chose you back,
if you got a bunch of C's, there's no B's or no A's in your realm right now, or even where you're from, then you're gonna be like, I'm gonna choose according to the C's.
But to that point though, that's why I feel like dudes kind of sell a lot more than girls do.
They what?
Dudes sell a lot more than girls do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Dudes don't care. But that was not the topic of sundressing and dudes and all this other stuff. You had a topic about
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I like that topic though. But
you know what you're talking about.
So the topic today is about friends. How many of us have them?
Friends. Ones that we depend
on. The ones that we can depend on.
Oh, I thought about the OJ's backstabbers, but I got you. Go ahead.
Them backstabbers. Okay. So I know. me. Okay. The point is, we could talk about friends for at least a good 20 minutes before we have to wrap up today.
Sure.
So I'm curious, what's the longest friendship you've had, Joe?
Okay, I need to know your definition of friend.
Friend is somebody who is in your circle, in your life. You spend time with them. You know them, their families, whether it's their parents or their children, their wives.
Okay, so my longest friendship I've had is with my friends that I grew up with in my neighborhood.
Okay.
So that's from probably 8 years old to now.
Okay, so 40 years, let's just say. Almost 50 years.
Yeah,
okay. So yeah, because you're not a friend at 1 month.
About 40 years. Yeah. How long have you been my friends? About 40 years.
So the fact that some of us have long friendships like that, and don't get me wrong, those are the best ones because you don't have to see them every day, you don't have to talk to them every day. But when you do catch up with them, it's nothing has ever changed. I'm gonna rock for you, vice versa. All of I'm just saying, like, okay. So what about you, nephew? What is the longest friendship you've had?
Around the same age, so mine would be about 19, 20 years.
Okay. So let me ask y'all this. In these long-term friendships, obviously, was it always just the two of you? Or was there ever more people that maybe somehow fell off one way or another? So, sometimes in middle school, we have friend groups, and then that group turned into two, and that group turned into, okay, it's just us type deal. Or sometimes, those lifelong groups be the whole group for forever. So I'm interested. Do boys do that? Do men do that?
I'll let Joe speak for him. I know I did. Now the one with my best friend, the group that was involved with that one, that cut pretty early. Because folks was only kind of like aligned with a certain person that was kind of like the mediator. And so the other dude was kind of like just the other dude that was just friends with my dude. So that's kind of how that went with
them.
But as far as me and my friend groups, I honestly just reconnected back with one of them that I had in high school. But outside of my best friend, who I literally consider my brother, can't say I have too many friend groups.
Well, I know, and there's nothing wrong with that because most people don't. Yeah. And I'm asking because most of us have at least one that we was in school, and it might have been you and your bestie, and like you said, your bestie's friends with a couple people. Maybe you have a couple people on your side, or maybe there's some people in the middle one way or another.
Now, I do need to ask this question though.
Yeah, go ahead.
To help define friend for me too.
Okay.
Are we calling the ones that you really, really, really cool with a friend, or are we distincting a friend because of that point and how many years you've been with them?
Well, I think that's a good question, but I definitely think that yes, the people who you are really, really cool with, if this is somebody who you can call and check on weekly,
and
have conversations with weekly, that's a friend. Okay. Even if y'all might not have spent the night over each other's houses, you might not even know who his parents are. You know what I'm saying? You may not necessarily know the depths of the family, but if this is a person that you talk to and inside your circle regularly, they should be considered a friend. Because even if they don't know your spouse, they know where you live. They have your inside information. They know how to get it. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. We have levels, and especially in our community. I don't know how any other cultures do it, but when it comes down to the Black culture, we have levels to friendship. So
no, we do.
I'm glad you brought that up. You have that tight circle that's maybe one or two people, like you said, I knew from grade school, maybe my best cousin or something like that. I trust them with all the bodies that's buried. Then you have that next outer circle that's like the acquaintances, the people I'm real cool with, but they don't know my mom. They don't know my grandma May. They never been over here and had collard greens, but I would, certainly go pick them up if they had a flat. Those kind of friends. And then you had the ones that you don't talk to, you don't see them every now and then. You get them a head nod because I know you know so and so. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, cool. You all right with me. If I see you in the street, if you was on fire, I'll throw you some water. One way or another.
I pee on you. Don't even worry about it. Kelly scene.
So we have those are our levels, right? And then anybody outside of that, then hey, they might as well not even consider themselves. They might as well just be like, I know your name.
Yeah, we met before. You're right.
Right, I know your name. We ain't no friends, we ain't no enemies, we ain't no foes. I know your name. So we have levels to it. So but I do think those first two levels are still considered friends. Whether you're a close friend or an acquaintance friend, one way or another, you're still a friend. So I guess as I thought about this topic and I started kind of unwinding it, I'm a person who have been through a couple friend groups. And here's the thing, and this is me holding me accountable, right? Because a lot of times they say, well, who is the common denominator in all of the fallout? Well, if I'm the person that's saying I've had friend groups and I can't seem to keep friends, I'm the common denominator. So in my mind, I'm like, am I the villain? But hell no, I ain't the villain. I don't know what y'all thinking, but I thought about this, and under no circumstances am I the damn villain. So it's something wrong with all these hoes. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Okay, so especially for women, and I want y'all to chime in and give me heads up on how men do it.
Call boys.
I'm sorry.
One boy just got down.
You're right. Ain't no boys in here. No boys in here.
I'm sorry, dude. She called you. She saw you. She saw your boy.
Ain't no boys here. However,
I'm not listening to Joe.
The males. Tell me how the men do it, because in my adult age, I've had friend groups. I had my last friend group, and don't get me wrong, it says something when you pick the wrong group. And I think that was my problem more so than anything. It's not that there's a problem with me or even with them. Overall, we were not in the correct group. We mixed matched our groups. However, I've had women around me who are not good friends, right? And maybe I haven't been the best friends in retaliation to their not being good friends, because a relationship goes like that, right? Any kind of relationship. Don't laugh. Nephew, tell me what you're laughing about. Give me some insight. Maybe.
Go ahead and cook, baby.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so just to keep it blunt, I ain't been no bad friend, but these women have fallen off for several reasons that say to me, what is going on? And usually, okay, in my case, it was a man involved, but
something told me.
Y'all knew that. Y'all knew it was a man.
Why do we know that, nephew? But she said she ain't the problem, but go ahead.
I'm not the problem. Okay. So I was dating a guy who had a lot of money. People like to see money as power. And so they look at that like, okay, they want to see how that works for you, right? They want to be a part of the lifestyle. They want to enjoy the fruits of the lifestyle. And so a lot of times they will see past the things that's maybe bad in the relationship. So in other words, they didn't know what was going on between me and Nude. They didn't know all the things I really had to deal with him. They just saw when we went out the way he caked everything. And so they're like, okay, they want to see that lifestyle. And I had one friend who wanted to be friends with him more than me. She was supposed to be my ace boo-coon. Nobody could have ever told me that she was going to be the one to betray me. I felt like the others would, because I seen and heard certain things from them. But one friend who, she just wanted to be closer to him than she was to me. It was kind of like she looked at me like, oh, she's stupid. He does everything, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you're supposed to be on my side, but you're not. So that was that friend. And then I had another friend who straight up wanted to be sister wives. She straight up told me to my face, like, she's into the throuple thing. And she wanted to be a throuple with us.
Oh, she a freak.
Or she just wanted some help raising her kids. That's really what was going on. Sister just had two twins, and she had a previous baby. So she needed some help. And I'm like, I ain't your damn mammy. What the hell you thought this was? But when people see you have a good heart, they will do that. So that was another situation. And another one, being all business driven and minded, that she just saw where she could maybe get a little bit more collaboration through him than me. So here I am. And I'm not trying to play the victim. I'm just simply saying I'm a woman who's been through a situation where I had 3 friends that was in a group that fell off all because of one guy. Yeah. Have you guys ever experienced a time where maybe your guy friends fell off because of the lady you were dating?
Okay, so
or pursuing?
Let me say here what I'm hearing from you.
Okay.
The answer to your question is no.
Okay.
But that's why I asked you, what is your definition of friends? Right? Because when I'm listening to you, none of those women were your friends.
No. Now we know that.
They were associates.
Right.
And so my friends has never led me to a point where I question anything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They wanted me happy. My friends want happiness for me. My friends don't question what I got going on. They may give me advice, like, "Are you sure that's what you want to do? You know what I'm saying? You good with that? All right, girl. You know I'm gonna roll with you. And all right, bro. You know I'm with you. But make sure you look at." My friends always tell me, "Make sure you're sure on the decision that you're making." Like when I was going through my divorce, right?
Mm-hmm.
My friends were like, "Did you do this? Did you do this? And did you do this?" Right?
To try to save the marriage.
Right.
So you never had no one that was trying to push up on your lady.
I've had dudes that tried to push up on my lady, but I knew, even though we hung out, we were cool, that 9 times out of 10 you would be that person. When I was in the military, and I went to Desert Storm, right? I was dating this girl. Her name was I think it was Mickey. I think her name was Mickey. Yeah,
well, we don't have to say her name because she's probably married now.
Oh, that's good. I'm probably married to one of my boys. I went off to Desert Storm, right? And I had a girlfriend back in the United States of America that I was still talking to, trying to hold on to. And I was talking to her. So while I was gone, right, I had friends. I had my boy, and then I had guys that I hung out with that considered friends. Right, and this is when I learned the difference. My boy that was out there in Desert Storm, we went in the same location, but he came back before I did. Right, and so when he came back, his name is Nike. We call him like name Byron, right? We call him Nike. Anyway, Nike came back to Japan and went to go. I said, he emailed him out. What was the email back then? I had called him and said, "Bro, check on Mickey when you get back, right? Make sure she's good. Whatever she need, you take care of her. I take care of her when I get back." Blah blah blah. So he comes back. She didn't know he was coming back. He comes back to where my house is. The dudes that was hanging out with me, these motherfuckers up in my house with my girl partying. Right?
Oh my goodness.
These motherfuckers, I had this girl picture on my desk on the base.
Oh my goodness. So they knew who she was.
So these motherfuckers went by my desk at work and took a picture and showed her that he got a whole nother girl in the States. He ain't fucking with you.
Oh wow.
And you don't need to be messing with him. Jealous of me, whatever. Because I was one of the dudes that was living out of town, had his own car, had my kid. I was good. You know what I mean? They didn't. They living up in my motherfucking apartment. Well, it was her apartment that she had got for us, right? But they up in there chilling with her. Now she hurt, blah, 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 blah. So my boy goes over there. She damn near shit's a brick when he pops up, right? He sees everybody up in there. Everybody here like, what the fuck y'all doing up in my boy's house, right? I wasn't there, but this is what he told me. He kicked everybody out. He sit down and had a talk with her, and she told him what happened, right? He said, Joe lied to me, blah, blah, blah. She crying, all this shit. I ain't know what to do, blah, 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 blah. He said, okay. So he couldn't get into me because I'm at war. I'm fighting for our goddamn country. You know what I'm saying? So he packs up all my shit, right? Because you're in the military, you keep a barracks. So you keep a room on the base. He packed up all my shit and put all my shit. He said, I don't know what the fuck y'all doing out here. My boy, I ain't cool with this shit, right? You been fucking this dude, blah, 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 blah. Because if he up in here, I know he spend the night. So I'm taking my boy shit up out of here, put this shit on base. Y'all hollering shit. So he finally gets in touch with me and tell me what the fuck had happened. I'm pissed, right? Because the dude was like, me and Reese, we cool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Vibe and everything. But you doing this bullshit to me? I'm in Desert Storm, over in Desert Saudi Arabia. I can't do shit. So I said, bro, I appreciate you, blah, blah, blah. He said, man, Black, he used to call me Black. Black, I got you, big dog. Don't worry about that.
Oh, that's an accurate name right there.
You know what I'm saying? Black, right?
It's the accuracy.
Right, but that was my dog. He made sure I was good. He took care of every goddamn thing, right? Put her in motherfucking check. Put all them motherfuckers in check. Those are my friends. So when I got back, right? I did go see her and went to go talk to her, right? And she told what happened, and she was like, "You did this." I admitted to everything I was doing. I said, and I told her I understand. You know what I'm saying? I was pissed off, but when I seen them motherfuckers, right? Because here's the thing, she broke up with him too. Because now she busted. But you done knocked off my girl now, so I don't want her. You know what I'm saying? At this point, because I can't trust you at the end of the day. But she couldn't trust me. Young and dumb, all of this stuff. But long story short, have I had that happen to me? Yes. It happened to me at a devastating point where I couldn't do nothing. But my true friend had my back.
Okay.
But what I tell you was a true friend will test your gangster.
Mm-hmm.
Because the same dude that did that for me, I repaid him, but I had to tell him he can never come back to my house again.
Wow, what happened?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Right. How did y'all go from him having your back to not even come to my house?
Don't come to my house no more, God.
We're good to this day. But what he was doing, I couldn't go along with. I can say it now because it's we're no longer. But anyway, my I didn't know he was doing this, but he was out there. We was in the military, but he was selling drugs. And he was getting it through means through the base.
Gotcha.
Okay. Ain't my business. Here's where the problem came in. I just knock on my door.
Mic check.
Right. Hey, Black, need a favor. All right, come on, what's up? Right.
Asking for money.
No, it's worse.
He asking the stash.
Worse.
Then stash it.
What's worse than that?
Worse.
Tell us. We're on the edge of our seats.
I do, man. He know I can tell because he know I love him. We still talk to this day. He needed to rock that shit up in my house. He needed to cook it. He said, Black, I got a situation. Motherfucker need this shit. I'm behind. Didn't get up work too late. I gotta rock this shit up. I need you to use your stove. I'm like, stove for what? Do what? Because I ain't nothing about this shit, right? And then because he said he wanted to come in and cook. I'm thinking he's finna cook or whatever, right?
He was cooking. Whip it up.
With the book bag, break out some shit and break out these white things and whatever the fuck he was doing in there, right? And he rocking some shit up in my house. I'm in the military in Japan. I'm living out in town in the country of Japan. If they see you with that shit, you can't get out of jail forever.
Oh, wait, I was over there overseas?
Yes, I was in Japan at the time when this shit happened.
Oh, he bugging.
Right?
He said you can't get out forever.
Took this shit off of base.
Them boys
got the shit in the mail. Got the shit. Took it off base.
Brought it to you.
I'm living in, we call living in country, right? I'm out in town in Japan. Okay? Where I am protected to a point by the base in the America, but you in Japan, there's no drugs allowed. So if you fuck around and get caught with this shit, you're going to be fucking Japanese law, where that means you go to jail and never get out.
Right. That's crazy.
You brought that shit to my house.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, friend, you supposed to have more respect for me.
When I saw him doing it, I let it go. And I said, bro, I said, I fucking love you.
Okay.
But everything in my heart, and it hurt me. I was damn near in tears. I said, bro, finish your shit. Hurry up and get the fuck out of my house. And don't ever come back to my house again. Right? I love you. I said, bro, you cannot. Because my whole life, bro, you put my fucking career, my life at jeopardy.
And my children.
For some bullshit.
Yeah.
For some bullshit that you out here doing some fucking money on. Bro, I'm in the military. I ain't out here just hanging out. I was still in the fucking military at this time. You may not give a fuck about your life and your career, right? But I do. Long story short is, he's my dog. But that motherfucker later on, he got locked up.
Of course. He was reckless. He was reckless.
He got kicked out.
Oh, he was reckless.
For that. And it wasn't because of me, but somebody found out, because he was, making money, blah, blah, blah. But basically what he was doing, he was getting it from the States. He had a connect. And he was selling it to the mob in Japan.
Whew, that was intense right there. But
listen, I've been through some shit. Like you said, you've been through some shit.
Yeah,
I've been through some
that
shit.
was intense.
I had a friend that I had to that had my back. Did the right thing. That had to tell him, don't ever come to my house again.
That's deep.
A friend can take advantage
of the fact that you love them. Absolutely. So I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That was deep. Because it can happen. And a lot of times, like you said, we feel obligated to fulfill certain obligations to our friends, but really we don't owe them anything. And for me, I'm always the kind of person. Anybody who knows me, I'm giving, I'm open, yes. I'm more than accommodating. If you come over to my house at 1:00 in the morning and y'all ain't ate, I'm getting up to cook y'all some fish and grits type. That's the kind of accommodating I am.
Nephew, you heard that? You heard that?
Yeah, I heard it.
1:00.
I was just saying, I'm just like, y'all ain't hey. I got some fish in here. Hold on, let me see. I got some grits. I'm gonna go on and cook some. Anyway, the bottom line is that people know that of you. When they know that you're giving and they know that you're loving, they'll do that. Y'all gonna keep talking about that. My point is that we have to be careful about the friends, right? Because like you said, we may love and want to always support some friends that you've been with since you was a kid. And you'd be so surprised at the amount of kid friendships that end in deadly shootings. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? One or another shot the other. And I can't understand that for the life of me. When somebody you've known all your life, you felt one reason or another that you had to do something like that to them. And I think that's crazy. But for me and most women, and some women also end in that same detriment. There's a lot of women behind bars for shooting their friends or for killing their friends. But I'm just talking about for me in the situation I'm talking about. When do we say the friendship is more important than everything else?
It's never.
So you tell me that the friendship should never be more important? Sometimes, and this is my experience, the guy who I was with, that all these friends was falling out with me about, he wasn't worth the poop. He really wasn't worth the fallout. But what they saw was dope boy money, and they thought that, the glitz and the glamour went along with it. Most people don't realize is that when you're talking to someone who has dope boy money, it comes with a certain level of consequences. So as that woman, people are looking at her like, oh, she's so kept.
Question, did everybody know he had dope boy money? Like, knew that was from the dope?
I don't see how they wouldn't have known, but nobody's highlighting it. Nobody's saying.
But a lot of folks naive, especially when the money coming in.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's on their play naive, but
my Monique friend, so her friends knew.
Man,
what you trying to say, John?
Your friends that you have are very business savvy and
understand
opportunities.
Yes,
right, and they see things as they are, and they're such a.
Oh, what you was on this album?
Whatever her age was.
We're talking about like maybe 3 years ago. It ain't been that long.
So again, what I'm saying is the friends that she's dating, the people that she, how she conducts herself, we are who we are from where we were. We can change.
Yeah.
We may evolve a level or two above what we are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give everybody that credit.
No.
Right.
But for the most part, who you are at the core, you are at the core. So
you are who you are.
The people that you attract, you're going to always attract those people. Like right now, I still attract the same women, I still attract the same men. I just choose differently.
There you go.
That don't speak for their mentality or their choices.
It doesn't.
But
that mentality.
My whole thing is about the people who see that lifestyle and say, "This is what I want. This is what I'm talking about," and they really don't understand what all goes into it.
But that's what I was talking about with what my point was. Yeah, when the money's coming in and you wanted it to, you gonna convince yourself a lot of stuff is going on that should be right or that is going right because it's coming the way you want it. And once it's finally cutting off, now you starting to reevaluate how it was coming in. And now that starts speaking for choices. That's why I was like, I'm with you as the who you keep around you. Usually the personalities, the character, most times, they'll speak for how you move because a lot of folks, birds of a feather, usually flock in freaking droves. But who all in there, they ain't always the same birds. You feel me? Some folks have a different mentality or a different moral compass. Like I have a few friends, I ain't gonna lie to you, I keep them in certain pockets.
Right.
Because I already know as cool as you is and how down we is for where we at, you're not best friend. You feel me? Right. You're not this guy or you're not in that point, you feel me? So that's why I'm at with it.
Well, I'll say here that I hear what Monique is saying. I agree with her, but I say this here, nephew. So when you got a friend will never leave you in question. With if as me and we're speaking here, right? We'll never leave. I will never question you being with my girl, my daughters, right? Listen to what I'm saying here, right? For people watching the show. Because see, you have those friends that can be in your absence, but tell your mate, your girlfriend, or your wife will ask a question, and she will tell some stuff that's going on, and he'll start to spill his beans about what he know about you. Right?
Oh, yeah.
To your kids or to your mom or whatever, right? You know my story, so you know personally, right? That I've had this happen to me with my own family. Right? That will betray you just for GP purposes. And this is what I would say to anybody out there, man. I don't give a damn if that's your son, your daughter, your mama, your dad, your brother, your cousin, your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, right? You don't cross the line, even if they're in the wrong with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You got to be like, if somebody came to me and said something about you, bro, and I knew something about you, and you fucked those people over. I'm like, damn. Honestly. Now, I'm going to talk to you about it later on, and I'm going to watch your demeanor on how it was. You see what I'm saying? Because that's going to determine the fact that I'm going to continue to fuck with you or not. I'm not going to blast you out there in public on what I know you did because you my dog. You see what I'm saying? But I promise you, nephew, if you give me the wrong fucking answer,
I mean, but
I'm gonna back up on you.
But that's why I was at with the statement I made.
Yeah.
Because morally, you would like to think that your best friends or your friends that you keep in your circle will have your interest anyway. But a lot of times, depending on how that comes off, a lot of them will be like, well, I don't think that's such a big deal. So they might handle it as if it's not such a big deal. Not to go to the super drastic level. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I think anything drastic wise with throwing somebody over business wise, or you own a lot of money, or you killed somebody unalive, my bad. I get those all day. My edge on that point would be already, say for instance, how you view relationships to be, how you handle people close to you. A lot of people handle folks close to them delicate, others a little bit more raw, and y'all can have that impasse just based off of how you handle people. Not to say that you don't have no love for old buddy or that you don't have no love for old girl, but you don't like how they handled you. So that might have you rubbing off or thinking of them a different way. I'm gonna push back on you just a tad bit harder, nephew. I'm gonna push in your chest a little bit, because I'm gonna say this here. My friends, we can do those things, but my friends would never step across the line to betray me. No, okay, no. You know what I'm saying? That's at that point, there's not.
I thought that at one point too, though.
No. Well, but see, Monique, nephew, listen to the audience.
Okay.
We gotta stop putting titles to motherfuckers that don't deserve that shit.
You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
You gotta stop calling. Even in this conversation we're having, this
I shouldn't have never called them friends.
Those people I knew that I thought
were
fit this category, them motherfuckers, and I'm saying it, y'all motherfuckers were my girlfriends. Okay? Because friends don't look for opportunities off of you. Friends help you engage in opportunities.
Yeah.
Friends sit there and support you in opportunities. A friend walks through the door when you need them. A friend walks in the door when you don't need them. They walk out the door when you don't need them. Right. If you're happy with your man, your friend ain't trying to hang around.
Right.
Even though you're inviting them on the cruise, they saying,
I'm not coming with you and your man.
Good. Or if I ain't got nobody,
right.
They ain't trying to boo up to your man.
Right. I'm not going to be your threesome.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, my friend was.
When somebody is saying that, right, they wishing that they had your life.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's exactly what it was for me.
And I'm just being honest. So we gotta, everybody, men and women, even in our 50s, you gotta stop fucking saying and giving titles to motherfuckers who don't deserve that fucking title. You can be my mama, not act like my mama. You ain't my mama. You don't want to give birth to me. Daddy, sisters, all.
So you saying define who they are, but don't act like
Monique. Aunt Maya Angelou said, "God damn it! Once the fuck
people show you who they are, believe them.
Don't play with it.
In my mind,
don't play with this stuff. When you say friends, like I consider nephew my family and my friend. If this dude betrayed me for everything that I have, I'm gonna hurt somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because I have opened up to him more than I opened up to anybody in a long, long time, except for my best friend, two of my best friends, Charles Cole, Edward Heffler. Then that's nephew, right? They know everything about me. I can fight with the motherfucker. I can choke his ass and still say, let's go get something to eat afterwards. Right.
I prefer you don't do the choke part.
Right.
But I'm saying,
please don't.
That dude right there. And then there are other people that's like my family, right? There's Uncle Bob, there's Melva Tate, there's Joy, there's Monique, there's Reese, there's Denise, there's you know what I'm saying? I have family.
The people that you've deemed
but
look outable.
But y'all have looked out for me.
Look outable.
You know what I'm saying? But the people in my life that rock with me, you support me. You bring things to me. You're an asset. You have never, my friends and family have never been a liability to me. You see what I'm saying? And so when they ask me for anything, you don't never have to ask. So y'all already know. If y'all walk in the studio, what did I say? Me casa, two casa. I'm gonna show you one time, and y'all guests come in. I'm setting it off for every goddamn body because I want you to feel proud of where you at and everything else, right? That's the person like you. I'm giving until you piss me the fuck off. No, you don't want to see the other side of me,
right? And that's true. And that's the thing is for me too. Don't take my kindness for weakness because trust me, I see you. You know, sometimes people think that just because you're so giving that they're like, oh, you know, I'm gonna take a little bit more than I deserve, but trust and believe I see you. Or if you're trying to be manipulative, or if you're trying to, you know, gaslight, I see all that. But you know, I'll let you rock. We'll see how it play out.
Why you want to rock? I'm gonna call your ass out.
Well, I like to see how it play out. I like to see exactly what your full intention was.
She wants to crash and burn.
I
called it.
I got to a point where one situation, dude was like, you know, basically, I know you was the breadwinner in your last relationship. So with this relationship, why don't you let me just get a good year with no bills? And I promise I'm gonna get everything straight.
It sounds good, but what?
It don't sound good to me. How you gonna ask a woman who you trying to be with and you trying to live with, let me get a year with no bills?
Hold on.
What does that sound like to you, people? That sounds like a Mickey Picky trying to manipulate and take you down under.
Hold on. He want to give you no bills for you, not
for him. Heck no. He wanted me to pay all the bills and let him keep his money.
What the fuck was that?
Right. What the F was that? Because at the end of the day, that was not finna fly. But the fact that he even formed his mouth to say that said a whole lot, right?
I got a whole other show we can do.
Right. Yeah. That's we don't have a whole lot of time left. No. But that just tells you who people are sometimes. And then, like I said, I had a whole female in my life who wanted to be a sister wife. But her whole thing was that she really thought she was gonna run off into the sunset with old boy, my man. And she thought that I would be the domestic one that would stay home and keep the kids. Because I'm a nice Southern belle.
You know what?
But baby, don't get twisted.
That's why I'm nice too. I'm nice with conditions. You feel me? Because I'm too jaded for that point. I'm way too jaded for that point. And what I do, what folks have done to me, I don't put it past nobody to do next.
To try.
So at that point, I'm judging based off of how me and you handle. Like he said, we open book at this point. we too locked in for to be anything else. So at that point, I know, all right, it's gonna be give and go. Period. For others, and this go for blood too, buddy. Okay. That's unfortunate. You feel me? I give you that, and I might even have it to do it. I probably still won't because of how we either moved or handled or what you showed me in little aspects. You feel me? You might have showed me that you're a little conceited on a few points, even based on how you judge with other people. You might have showed me that your judgment kind of really off, and you don't make the best decisions.
Right.
So you ain't a good investment. Like I I look at folks like that, bro. So that's how I judge on how nice I'm finna be to somebody. I wish I would.
All of that is facts. All of that. And so to wrap this topic up, and I know this is just scratching the surface because this was such a great topic. I want to make sure that my co-host is here so that we can really expound. Right. So we can expound not just on the friendship that we have, but the friendship that we experienced together, because we have, mutual friends, but also things that we've experienced separately. So just know that there will be a part 2 to this. Okay, guys. So today was a shorter day because we did have technical difficulties, but I just want y'all to know how I appreciate y'all for tuning into the Thursday mix. I do have to drop a little bit of a bomb to say that we won't be filming every Thursday like we used to. However, you guys will still see us on Thursdays, and you will catch us at least once a month with a fresh new show. So I don't want you guys to miss out. I want you guys to stay tuned and check us out on social media as well. We have Thursday Mix on Facebook, IG, and also TikTok, and you may even catch a couple shorts on YouTube. So don't hesitate to dial us up.